technicality stuff out of the way, we're even more excited now, but based on what we talked about before we got started here, to have the ladies of United Row with us. And with all my clicking, I'm gonna get back up there in a second and make sure I'm gonna put the website up the whole time. Anna and Jenny, these ladies are former Clemson rowers. They're not from South Carolina though, Bailey, just in case you pick up on that in a second. These ladies plan to row all the way across the Pacific. That's an ocean. You taught geography for a
I
while.
did. Yep.
So that's the whole thing. And they're not doing it just for fun. They're raising awareness and money for Hear Her Roar. And we talked a little bit before, but see, that's Bailey has a female athlete at Clemson, and my daughters went to Clemson, and my youngest plays volleyball and stuff. So definitely something that we want to support. And it's a great cause. We're going to do what we can to help them. They need support and they need some money. So let me get their website up there before I forget about it. And we'll get right into talking with the ladies here, Anna and Jenny. See, their names went away as soon as I did that. See, and there we just talked about. Remember, how are you ladies doing this evening?
Good. Thanks for having us on.
Doing great. It's a great Sunday, and we're excited to be here.
Oh, it's great. It's a great Sunday, and we appreciate you guys being on here because this is definitely. I'm gonna skip right to what they told us. We might have them back already while they're on the Pacific. So just bookmark all this stuff, like, follow, share, and that's reason enough. Me and Bailey we're amateurs. We do an average show. We think it's pretty good, but who knows? But being able to maybe see these ladies out in the Pacific during their little trip, during their big trip, that's going to be awesome. So we appreciate you being with us. I'm going to be quiet and let Bailey ask the next question.
Yeah, so just give us an update, or give the folks out there an update of your trip and, everything that goes into planning a trip like that, and just any details you want to share.
So I guess to start off, a little bit of background about us. We are Team United Row. Myself, I'm from the US, and Anna is from the UK. So we are united in that respect, but also united with our supporters, everyone who's making this trip possible. It is just Anna and I in that boat for those 60 plus days, but it really takes a village to get to the start line. So we're really excited to get the community involved at Clemson and our local hometowns and really take this on together. So where we are at with the expedition right now. So we've been, at this campaign for almost 2 years now, and we're 9 months to the start. So race start is June 12th, 2024, and we'll be taking off from Monterey Bay, California, and rowing 2,800 miles to Kauai, Hawaii. So we just got our boat actually right after Wayne's Orange and White Gala. So we headed right to Charleston, South Carolina, and we picked up our boat, Axel Rose, and towed her all the way down to Florida. And right now, what we're really working on is getting Axel Rose kitted out, doing some repairs, getting all of our equipment so we can take her out and do some of those longer training rows, which will be really essential to our preparations. And then we're also working on getting an ocean rowing coach out here for a week so we can make sure we have all of the necessary skills, preparations, knowledge we need to have a successful crossing.
That's
awesome.
My shoulders are sore just thinking about it. I cannot imagine what in the world.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm getting dizzy.
Sorry.
Fixing his camera. All right.
It's kind of like seasickness. It's just
this will help you get ready for your trip.
Yeah, it's training. We're all training. So what in the world made you guys think that you wanted to do this?
Yeah, so it's not every day that you wake up and say, I'm just going to plan to row across an ocean. And that idea has to come from somewhere, but everybody has a dream in their life of what they want to do. And that was one of those things that seemed totally impossible until you kind of break it down and find the community to support you in that dream. So as Jenny mentioned, we actually met at Clemson on the rowing team, and we were roommates and teammates and literally just spent every single waking hour together. We had so much fun, and on the water as well, we were kind of the two who was always pushing our coach Steven. We're like, Coach, how long can we stay out today? Like, let's try and row further. And it actually sparked the question. So what is the furthest that someone can row? And at the time, it was actually the Atlantic Ocean. So 3 years ago, my brother and I rowed across the Atlantic Ocean. We were the first ever brother and sister to do this. And it took us 43 days, 15 hours, and 22 minutes. And that was 3,000 miles from La Gomera in the Canary Islands, which is just south of Spain, all the way across the Atlantic to the Caribbean to Antigua. And then life kind of happens. You've got a day job, you have family commitments and stuff. And then I got back to land and was just doing my work. COVID hit. And then I was sitting in Flagstaff, Arizona, a place I thought I would never end up in my life, especially as you can tell by my awkward accent. I'm originally from England. And my neighbor at the time just happened to be Jenny. And I was like, something has brought us together. Like, there is something out there that wants us to be together. And Jenny is that person who you can pick up the phone to and say, hey, Jenny, you want to go run a marathon or climb a mountain? And she's just literally a yes woman. And God love her for it, because she's the best. And we were roommates or we were neighbors at this time, and just doing all the fun extreme adventures you can do up in Flagstaff, Arizona. And then I texted Jenny one day, Jenny, do you want to row the Pacific with me? And like I said, Jenny said yes. And crazy as she is for it, but at least we're serious. And that brings us to today, where we've launched United Row. And now we're about to spend 60 plus days out there in the Pacific.
Hey, James, would you like to row across Lake Kiowee with me?
Anything with you, Bailey. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's
Yeah,
your yes man.
I don't even know if we could do that. So, what do you think the biggest obstacle is going to be to this trip?
So what really separates this row from any ordinary row is the conditions we'll be expected to perform in. So, at Lake Hartwell, yeah, we had some, we got waked a few times. There was rough waters, we had to go through some bridges. But overall, the conditions are pretty standard. You're out there for, a set amount of time. But on the Pacific, we're out there and we're facing storms. We're facing 60-foot waves. We're facing wildlife, dehydration, salt sores. We will be, sleep deprived. We're essentially rowing in 2-hour intervals around the clock, aiming to keep the boat moving 24/7. So it's really those conditions that make it the challenge that it is. And that's also what makes it exciting, right? So I know Anna has shared stories about the dark nights across the Atlantic. And those can be terrifying, but they're also something that can be quite beautiful. Having the stars above you and it just being you out there, that's something to look forward to as well. So despite all of the conditions, it's just a matter of finding beauty in those harsh elements.
Yeah, I'm sure some of the calm, peaceful nights will be kind of cool, but 60-foot waves, 60.
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be awesome. But and y'all are going to do great. And we're definitely going to keep up with the journey from here on out and help you guys and get other folks to help. But let's talk for a minute about when you rowed at Clemson. Tell us how each of you landed at Clemson and then got to be friends. And there's got to be at least one. Just give us, there's probably a ton, but give us one cool story from when you were both at Clemson together.
Well, as you can tell by my accent, I am from England, and I actually remember the first day I rocked up at Clemson. So I had transferred, and it was January, kind of cold, and I arrived at my dormitory. I got all of my stuff out. I had a paw print, and I was so excited because I had only seen YouTube videos of Clemson, and it was just like the roaring stadium, everything. The school spirit was phenomenal. And I remember my first day of practice, I passed out My second day of practice, I sprained an ankle. And by this time, I think everyone on the rowing team was thinking, who is this girl who, like, has come here and claims that she knows how to row? But really, that one person who was there offering me a ride around campus when I didn't have one, offering me to go out to dinner when I didn't even have any American dollars, and paying for my chocolate cupcakes, like, that person was Jenny. And it's just fantastic, like, that college is a time where you can connect with individuals, get your studies done, but it's beyond that university time that those friendships flourish forever. And you can call that person up and say, hey, do you want to go and do this crazy thing? And the answer to that is yes. So just meeting Jenny was such a blessing for me in my life. And I'm just so grateful to be able to row with her and be able to be out there in the middle of the Pacific with nobody else around. Like Jenny said, those dark nights when you can't just pick up the phone and call your mom and dad. If you're hungry, you can't just go to this grocery store and get some chocolate Oreos. Like, you actually have to rely on that other person in those dark times when you're rowing and you're hitting those waves and you've got salt sauce and blisters all over your skin, just like at Clemson a little bit from those early mornings. But to be able to rely on that other person is huge. So I'm so grateful for Clemson and for it to start and be that foundation for a friendship.
Cool.
And when I think about Clemson, honestly, could not have asked for a better collegiate experience. I went there. I had known nothing about rowing. I was a freshman. I played sports my entire life. So it was pretty athletic, but I didn't even know what a rowboat looked like. But at the same time, I was like, it's probably a good idea that I go and try out for this team. So I remember, like, the first day of tryouts, I walked probably like 3 miles and got lost along the way. But eventually I show up to these tryouts, and I don't know what happened, but 4 years later, I stuck with it all 4 years. And it was honestly such an incredible experience. The bond you have waking up at 5 a.m. every day with your teammates, spending those early mornings together, those afternoon practices, those weekends when everyone's on spring break and you're training, that's what really builds that bond. And it's something that I'm really grateful for, and something Anna and I were lucky to have. We spent the hard workouts together. We spent the afternoons goofing off together. We spent the afternoons studying. So it really was that full experience, and being able to share that with someone and embrace the ups and downs. And that's what really, made it such a lifelong experience, and has made me want to continue to seek out new challenges and do things that test my comfort zone. And that's exactly what this row offers.
Is the boathouse still where it was when we were there? I don't know why it wouldn't be.
It is, yep.
But it's kind of tucked away. If you don't know where you're going, you definitely want to. I used to cut the grass around one summer.
Yeah, when you're a freshman with no sense of direction, it's pretty hard to find.
Yeah. Secluded.
Well, so tell us a little bit about what you're going to raise money for. The program at Clemson, Hear Her Roar. Just tell us a little bit about that, and what's the best way we can share that with our listeners.
So we are raising money for Clemson's Hear Her Roar campaign. This is an initiative focused on propelling the future of women in sports, leadership, and education. So, like we've said, we've been fortunate to have that experience at Clemson University and receive scholarship. And without it, I can say I would not have had that opportunity. So really just want to create those resources and opportunities for other females to pursue their dreams and pursue athletics wherever it might be and whatever it might be. Sure, you don't need to row across an ocean, but having access to those resources and opportunities to make your dream come true is really what our goal is.
Very good.
Yes.
So the website is on the screen. It's unitedrow.org, and the Hear Her Roar information is on there. A lot of other information is on there, a place where you can buy merchandise that I guess a portion of those will go straight to you guys. And there's also a donate button. up at the top right hand corner to support these ladies and their cause and what they're doing for women's sports at Clemson. And it's just going to be an inspiration for everybody. So we appreciate having you guys being on here, and we look forward to, we're going to do the best we can. We're going to tell folks to help you out and support you, maybe get some sponsorships. And we're definitely going to keep up with the journey. And it's June when it actually starts the rowing.
Yes, we leave from Monterey Bay on the 12th of June, June 12th, 2024. So mark it in your calendars. We'll be live streaming it from all of our social medias. We're at United Row or at united.row, depending on which ones were already taken. And yeah, we're on every social media platform out there. And also on our website, you'll be able to track us whilst we're out there in the middle of the ocean. So every 4 hours, it will update with our speed, our current location, distance traveled, and then how much further we have to get to Kauai, Hawaii. So all the greetings and all of the support and love and the messages that anyone sends, we actually do get those whilst we're at sea. And any support that can be offered prior to us getting to the start line is much appreciated as well.
That's awesome. And it's 40 some odd. That's going to be the majority of the summer then.
It will be, yeah, until August.
Yep. Nice. All right. Well, thanks again for being on here. We appreciate your time, and we were going to help you out and follow along like we've said. And go Tigers.
Thank you guys so much. Go Tigers.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks.